Friends, hello, hope you are well. Let's talk about these two stocks that everyone's obsessed right now with, and these are very much two different companies. So I completely understand if someone's looking at one of them and going like, I want nothing to do with one of them. But first, let's go right into DJT, Trump Media here. Listen, I've spoke on this stock. This is not something, and please understand, I'm going to say things that may sound rude to people that are very into this company, very into the stock, but this is coming from the heart and just a word of advice that, first things first, do not get too attached, do not get too emotional to this stock. I'm telling you right now, it's going to break your heart if you do, and I'm going to explain why. So let's dig right into it. So the stock is back up, man. It's trying to get to 30 and hold it here. Now, it did get to $30 this week. It did. But I talked about this a few days ago. They halted the stock. There was on October 15th there, this week, the stock was having so much volume, so much push that once again, it got halted again. So obviously, I do believe in conspiracy theories when it comes to the stock market, and I do believe 100% they were stopping this thing from running even more. And of course, they came out with their whole bullet point system of like, we don't want people to get trapped in it. They don't understand how these situations work. No, I think people do understand what's going on. We're trying to make some money here. Let us run this thing up here so we can get it going. So this is the situation right now with Trump Media. This is strictly a hype FOMO play. Okay, this is something that is getting pushed up while we can rip money out of the market. This is what people are doing with it. They're running it up, selling it, buy back in cheap, running it up, sell it, buy back cheap, just repeating the process. This has been going on since January. This stock held a pretty good position. I mean, it finally moved at the beginning of January, did not stop. We had a really big push when it finally turned into a stock back in March. It went almost, it actually went at pre the market opening up that day. I remember it went right around to like $80, like a $70 range, somewhere in there. And then when the market opened, it hit a 66. Then just had a massive sell-off. Then we went right all the way back down $25. Then we started playing around this $50 area, and Trump was really big around then too. And then we had the attempt in July, and then we've kind of just trailed back down. Now, essentially, what's going on in the zeitgeist of Trumpism and Trump media and all that kind of stuff right now is that the polls right now have Trump losing. Go imagine, go figure. And this is not me making a video trying to be biased and make this a political video whatsoever. I'm just reporting what we can generally see right now. But this is going to sound political, so if you don't like Trump, I'm sure you've turned the video off at this point. The situation right now is that the polls have Trump down compared to Harris. Now, obviously, whatever polls, there's a lot of different polls here, but I went to the majority of the one that people are going to find. But when you look at the betting average is very interesting. When you can actually bet on who's going to win the president. I mean, you can bet all the way down to like each state, but you can bet on who will win the election here in 2 weeks. So with that, Trump is still, even from 2 weeks ago, a week ago, he is still winning. He is really dominating in the betting average that he's going to win the seat, the presidency. So this is really getting just, I don't know. It's putting out the zeitgeist that Trump may win this. So, and that's the thing, for the future, for the success, for this hitting any kind of crazy number, this stock, this company needs Trump to win. It 100%. If you don't believe that, you need to be shooken out of that. Shook. What's the right word there? You need to be, slap silly, because this is a situation right now where it's very dangerous. I would tell no one to, if you have money to set on fire, this is a perfect play day for you. Get in here, sell, buy. If you're not emotionally attached to this, you cannot be emotionally attached to the stock right now whatsoever, because you don't think you're gonna miss out on something here. Because listen, even if Trump were to win, let's say Trump wins this election here in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Let's say he pulls this off, he wins. Okay, Trump media here, I think it's pretty safe to say we'll all agree just on FOMO, just on hype, everything with that. This stock is going to go bananas. BEA banana. It's going to go freaking nuts. I can't even tell you what it's, there may not be a limit. It's just going to, could it hit a triple digit number? Maybe. I'm not going to, maybe. But it's definitely going to run. It's going to run hard. It's definitely going to achieve $50 again. That's a guarantee. It will definitely go to $50 if Trump wins this election. Even if there's a smell in the air like days prior to the election, before this election here, this stock could be running pretty heavy here. But here's the thing, and this is where you really need to, these are key bullet points right now that I would tell my best friend, and I tell myself, to repeat this to myself. If Trump wins this election, and you're holding a pretty penny with this stock, you've got some decisions to make. Whether cash out, take profit, come back, and with that, even if Trump does win this election and this stock goes berserk, it'll start to sell off. Don't think it won't. Probably through December it will sell off. Now back in January when Trump is put right back in the White House, yeah, the stock will get running again. It'll start running again here. Then after that it'll start to die down again, because then you won't be investing in hype. You won't be investing in FOMO. You won't be investing like, what could it do? Then you're investing. Then you're like, well, what's the quarterlies? What are their deals? What are their plans? Then we're talking about something totally different. So right now, this is just fun. This is just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. That's all it is. So, like I said, don't get too attached. And people get mad when I say that, man. But you got to see what's going on here. If you don't see that, you're not going to make money. If you're just buying this just to store it up, you're missing out. You're missing out on a lot of capital. Do what you want to do. But and this is the next thing I would say, and this is where people really get upset with me in the comments. And I get it, because I've been really attached to things where it has burned me. But this is not. If Trump loses this election, I would take my loss, even if I was taking a small loss. I would get the crap out of here. I would run for the hills. I would get out of here. Why do I say that? I say that because if Trump loses this election, here's, and for people that love Trump, this is not me trying to say things mean. I swear I'm not. I think I've pretty much made it known who I'm going for in this election, where I like things here as an investor. But and like I said, I'm not trying to make this a biased video whatsoever, so I'm not going to list off Trump things, Kamala things. But if Trump loses this election, they will come after this company 100%. They will do everything they can to. Trump's never going to run again. He will disappear over the years here, and he will get older, and it will just, Trump mania will die down. So what does that mean? That means that's bad for business. That's bad for business. That's bad for Trump media. Because Trump media is not bringing in loads of money right now. It's not crushing quarterlies. There's none of that going on. But you know what? On the other hand, that's okay. That's okay. You know why that's okay? Because this is a new company. But you have to know that if Trump does not win this, A of all, they're going to come after him. Second of all, they're going to destroy this company. We know who owns the media, and they already are. They will bury this company. So if this is something you're thinking it's going to work out, I would warn you, if Trump doesn't win this election, probably by February or March of 2025, this will probably be an $8 stock. And then after that, it will probably bleed down to $4. And then it will go into a reverse stock split, bleed down, and they will probably eventually sell the company off for whatever's left. So that is probably the logistical answer that will be answered, the question that will be answered here later on this year if Trump does not win. And I don't want to say that. I want this company to work. This isn't me saying it's a bad company or anything. I'm just saying I think you just need to read the writing on the wall right now. Don't be naive to what is going to happen here if Trump loses. This is investing. You have got to not get too attached to things. So if you love, I'm just saying this for people that because I see comments just on different pages and people are like, I love Trump, I'm staying in this no matter what. I'm warning you. I am warning you, you are about to get highly messed up in the market right now. So, listen, bullet points here, what I'm trying to say. We're probably, before this election, this stock could reach $50 again. I don't think that's crazy to say that. That's why I'm saying it out loud. I don't think that's crazy to say at all. But it's going to be a very violent, turbulent way up there the next two weeks, because look what it's done so far. They halted it. They're not letting it run. They don't want it to run. Don't you get it? They don't want this to work. They don't want you to make money from this. They're already stopping it. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is why I'm telling you, if Trump does not win this election, get out. They don't want it to work. They're not going to let it work. Okay? Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this out loud right now, but it's, it's not going to work. They're not going to let it work. It's going to get hit with lawsuits, everything. It's going to be deemed as bad news. I don't want to say the word because the AI will catch me. But that's what it's going to get known as. It's just the reality of it. So take profit, allocate capital in this, where it's at, wherever you can snatch it up. But no, before the election, think about where you want to be. And it's just like betting on the presidency right now, with people betting on if Trump's going to win or lose. People are doing the same thing with the stock, with puts, calls. They're doing it. And holding this after the election, is it a bet? Yeah, it's a gamble, 100%. This is not an investment. This is a gamble. This is a gamble. This is a gamble right now. So I will never not say it's not. But good luck, friends. I know a lot of people. I've talked about this stock for 4 years now. I've talked about it a lot this year. And I know a lot of people have made crazy amounts of money on this stock. I had a little bit of nice hit on this stock a couple times, so I've enjoyed it. I've used it right. I know other people have, and there's still going to be some plays here on this stock the next 2 weeks. So if you're looking for easy money swing, I mean, look at the chart. The chart is obviously, it's trying to get back to $30. It's trying. It wants to, and it probably would have went to like almost $40 this week, but they stopped it. They don't want it to work. They don't want it to work. All right, friends, let's talk about Sofi. All right, Sofi finally had some sell-off today, and I said this in my last video with Sofi. I just said, like, listen, hey, and I don't want to talk about Sofi too long because I've already talked about it so much, and there's no new news from the new news that's already come out this week and last week. So, obviously, bullet points here. Let's go down the list. Rate cuts are happening, but all these reports are coming out. Inflation's high, job reports still suck. The consumer rate thing came out today. It was okay, all right, but there's a lot of people, they just don't know what's going to happen with this market. It's a real big toss up right now. So with that, Sofi, we got the rate cuts are happening. That's great. We need that for Sofi. Sofi needs it. Sofi wants it. It needs it. Not only that, we had the big $2 billion deal here this week with Sofi. And then here, just weekdays away, we've got quarterlies coming out with Sofi, which we know are going to be good. The question is just, how good are these quarterlies going to be? Are they going to be like, this is like blown away expectations of what we've ever seen with Sofi. So we saw sell-off today, and it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. When this thing started to fall, I was like, well, here comes 920s for sure. But Sofi rebounded a little bit here and went back to the 9 high 80s here. Now, this doesn't mean that tomorrow we won't see sell-off. Here's probably what more than likely is going to happen. And listen, and I say this because I know a lot of us, and I'm talking for me here, I've been here with Sofi for the last 4 years. And I have, like a lot of you, I have been drugged through the mud with Sofi. And somehow I am still here taking up for it, even though it has beat the crap out of me the last 4 years. And I could have put my money in mutual funds and made God knows how much money off dividends at this point. But I've stuck with Sofi and listened to the Fed that they're going to do rates. And they never did rates last year. And they finally did them this year. And we're waiting for them to do more rates. But now inflation's going back up. Now freaking job reports are still terrible. And they're probably going to do a revision on job reports here this coming week or so here soon. And it's probably going to be terrible. And who knows what So anyway, this is all stuff that's just it's not helping SoFi. A year from now, yeah, SoFi is going to be doing great. This $10 price mark that we're seeing, this is but a taste of what is coming. We know we're on the road to 15. We know we're on the longer road to $20. Once these rate cuts start to really take shape, it's going to bleed into SoFi. Once this $2 billion deal really starts to kick in with SoFi, quarterlies get better, inflation somewhat gets better, the economy starts to get better, something here, SoFi is going to do well. SoFi has been coming out with killer quarterlies now for 2 years. Do you realize that? It's been 2 years of great quarterlies with SoFi. And we know that SoFi got wrecked during COVID. I mean, it just got wrecked. But a lot of things have changed here with SoFi. And I talk about this a lot. I talk about, one thing that I like to do as an investor, I like to listen to CEOs. I think that is so important because and Elon is famous for doing this. Alex Karp is famous for doing this. The CEO of SoFi, I know he's famous for doing this because I listened to him just a few months ago. And when he came out with that big interview, I think he was on Fox News, or I can't remember where he was, but he was on a news channel. Maybe it was Fox News. And and that was when he said, SoFi would do better under a Republican, led nominee, with where they're going. Now, with that, he said a lot of other things. He talked about big things to come, that he's very excited about the future, and he knows SoFi is going to do just fine, and he knows the stock is undervalued. Now, that was like 6 months ago, okay? But how long do you think this $2 billion situation deal has been going on in the background? That's been going on for a long time. I guarantee it's probably been going on for probably like 8 months. He knew about it. He knows other things that we don't know. He knows what these quarterlies are. He knows what the quarterlies are going to be pretty much for the whole year. They can project that stuff out. And then everything beyond that and new to that is just cherries on top. So listen to these CEOs. What scares me, you find this out very fast when you're in the stock market. This is a tip to every investor. If you're new in the stock market, here's a major tip that I have learned very, very fast. And there are stocks that I got burned on that were just cool companies. Stock looked okay. Quarterlies were somewhat good. They were getting better. But one thing that scared me was the CEO never talked publicly. The CEO kept getting switched out. And those were two things that I always saw develop bad business in a company. When you have CEOs come out and just talk to their investors, talk to their people, do quarterly multiple reviews, interviews in a year, that's good. Listen to what they're saying. They're trying to tell you. A CEO just can't come out and say hey, I just want to tell you these quarterlies next month, these Q3s, they're going to melt your freaking face. What could you imagine if Alex Karp came out and said hey, I'm going to warn you, these Q4 quarterlies coming out, they're about to be the biggest ones we've ever seen. What do you think would happen? Everyone would buy the freaking stock, and it would probably go to $100 because they're, obviously the FCC does not allow them to say certain things. They have to be very, very careful about what they say with future business, what's going on. That's why when they give these interviews, they're very they're almost like politicians talking, because it's very, very what are they trying to say? With me saying all this, listen, I personally believe anything under $10 right now with SoFi, you're in the green here, because 6 months to a year from now, SoFi will more than likely be a $15 to $20 stock. And that's pretty much, I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that. I don't think anyone's disagreeing. I don't really watch a lot of other YouTubers on financial stock YouTubers on YouTube. I have 2 people that I've followed, but what I've seen in the zeitgeist and people that I like and people that I talk to in my personal life, everyone's on the same page here with SoFi. We know it's undervalued, we know what's coming, and we know it's going to get very expensive very soon. So I wouldn't look at this as a situation as like, I want to get in, back at $6. I don't know that $6 is going to happen again. It would take a nuclear bomb in the market for us to see that kind of price range. And I say that because I saw comments today in like, I think StockTwits or something like that. And people were like, well, I'm going to wait till it goes back to $6. I don't know that this will see $6 again. $8? Yeah, I could see some $8 stuff happen here. We could have some bad days here. Even after the election, I could see something like that going on. I don't really expect SoFi to run hard here unless we were to see a Republican nominee here and SoFi reacted to that. I really think it's really going to come into next year when we really see rate cuts really start to come in here and we start to see some bigger quarterlies with them. So, but SoFi is going to be fine. SoFi is going to run. So friends, listen, just buy what you can, put it away. Don't look at it. Don't worry about it. Check back in 6 months and you'll be nice and happy. It'll be a fat, nice stock. It really will. Friends, with all that said, I'm going to stop yapping here because I've already talked too much, and who knows if you're even listening at this point, but I want to wish you all the well, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.